Hey guys, it's me. It's Billy back on Billy's RC. And today's video, I just kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit, and I wanted to show you guys the behind the scenes type video of the Losi 8T RTR video, the review at least. So it's probably going to be one of the last videos I make on this car. It's definitely, actually, you know what? Scratch that. It's not going to be this last one. I'm still going to show it off in videos and stuff and such. You just won't see much of in-depth videos unless something happens, like I'll show you guys how to do like a good mod on one of these. But and this, what I'm doing right now, what I'm about to do, I guess I'm having a little bit of allergies, you guys, apologize for that. But anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm about to clean off the car. Now usually I don't really do this. I haven't actually done this many times, but when I'm about to show like a car for like a review like this, usually I'll clean it off, but I didn't whenever I did this video, mainly because it wasn't dirty, really that dirty. Only the tires are a little bit dusty, you know, from last time I took it on the track. But that's usually what I do before I start a review. If the car is dirty enough, like this thing right here, this thing's pretty dirty, and it's not just on the outside; it's on the inside as well. So yeah, as you guys can see in there, it's pretty nasty. Well, it's not really nasty, it's just a lot of dirt and stuff. So what I do is I follow both Digel's video on how to clean RC cars. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean the body. That really needs to be washed. And I'm gonna clean the actual car itself. I've never actually cleaned a Nitro before, but I mean, it's not really that much different than cleaning electric. You just have to do a couple things. Like for one, I have to do this, really. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna do it on the exhaust. Well, I'll put like a zip tie around this just so I don't get any simple green in it. But actually, open up this plastic bag. I'm gonna wrap this around here like so. So it's gonna be a little bit of a longer video, but you know, I don't really care. So it's not really the best looking job I've ever done. But again, this is only behind the scenes. So getting out one of these zip ties, I'm gonna zip tie this. I'm actually put you guys on the ground for a second. And trust me guys, I actually need to do this, because if I don't, then I could risk damaging the engine or air filter. So yeah, that's all covered now, that's good. And this, I'm just gonna put a zip tie around that, just so I can protect the things as good as possible, really. I'll make sure that the glow plug is actually tied down pretty good, because if it's not, then water could leak in there. Water could leak into the piston, and I really don't need that happening. There we go. Might not look like it, but that thing is pinched down pretty good. So I'm not going to bother cutting them off, because they're only there temporarily, and I did put them down good enough, but I left a little bit of slack just so I can cut them off later. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some bolt cutters and just snip off right there. So yeah, I'm going to start actually with the body, just because that's the easiest part. I'm going to get the outside and the inside. The inside is really where it needs it, but the outside needs it more. So I'm actually going to do the inside first, just because. So let's see. Alright, that works. And I know some people aren't going to like that I'm using just straight simple green, but I don't use this stuff often, so the money really isn't that big of an issue for me. Really what I should be doing is I should be getting an airbrush on this thing, but that's what I'm going to do with that first. So I already turned on my air compressor, and I made it to where it's like the air pressure is pretty full. So I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to, okay, well first of all I need to attach a nozzle to it. So this is styrofoam is over here. It's really hard whenever the air is completely against this thing. There we go. Okay. It's a lot of air. So I'm gonna bring this thing just around here, just so I can have it right there. Because usually what you're supposed to do first is you're supposed to get the airbrush first. I'm gonna let that soak for a little bit while I get the front, while I get the top really. Might look pretty okay on cam, just needs to be washed off, but trust me, simple green will work. Probably even better. I don't want to get my phone wet, so yeah. Really, I should be turning on my flashlight for this, but I can see just fine back here. I'm gonna turn on this. Maybe it's already on. I know you guys can't really see this, but let's try to turn that on. Alright, the water's on, so yeah, it's on. Yank it over here and over here so that I can soak in. So now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it quite yet because it hasn't soaked for, honestly it really hasn't soaked long enough yet. So I'm going to do first, I'm going to air this thing down, the truggy down first so that I can get all the big stuff off, so I don't have to use a simple green. Because what you're supposed to do first, the reason why you use airbrush first, so you can get the big stuff off, and then you can use the simple green on like the small like dusts and stuff like that. So some leaves in here. Leaves are I have a lot of leaves in my area, so it's probably best to get them out first. Pretty much all I'm gonna be able to get, really. So, oh my god, the dry shade doesn't sound good. It just sounds like there's like leaves and stuff in it. Oh, there's another leaf. Another fucking leaf. If I can get it out. Gosh. I'm doing this all in one take. I'm not taking any stops with this because really what I want to do is just show you guys what I do. It's not really going to be one of those videos where I cut up a bunch of stuff to make it short as possible. But let's get the way first. Let's start, shall we? And I'm pretty sure this stuff is off. It's off. And since I have like the stock, like servos and stuff, they're all waterproof. And oh my gosh, there's still like more leaves and crap in here. I think what I'm gonna do actually first to get all the leaves out and stuff. Like, look, there's a leaf. Here. That should be fine. This should be good. So, spray it down. The reason why I'm leaving it like level to the ground, just because it's so it can soak in better. Oh, there's another fucking leaf. Great, whatever. I'm gonna do on the wing, tires. I'll turn the tires around so that every side can be contacted. I've never actually cleaned off a Nitro before. I've cleaned off plenty of electric cars to know what I'm doing. So. It might not sound smooth, but it sure feels on. It really feels smooth, you know. Okay. Let you do it. Underside. Yeah, I'll get my underside. Why not? Oh my gosh, man. Hand is starting to hurt from this. There we go. Okay. Now what I need to do is I just need to let this stuff soak in. So I'm gonna let this sit for like a few minutes. And when I come back, I'm gonna spray it down with water. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm gonna spray it down with water. I'm also gonna, before I even cut the video, I'm actually gonna see if the glow plug is tight enough. Because I don't want anything leaking in there. Oh wait, I didn't even get that part. What the heck? Yeah, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight on there, so that car's not going anywhere. And I'm not going to leave it with simple green, even though it'll make it look shinier. It'll truly be faster if I let it soak for like a few minutes and spray it down with water, because when I do that, it'll make it actually look even shinier than what it would just with simple green. So yeah, I didn't do that great of a job. I've done this plenty of times on my electric truggy, and I've done it once on my e-buggy over here. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a little bit and then we'll come back and I'll tell you guys. Okay guys, so I'm back, and it's been like 10 minutes I think. And as you guys can see, let's actually take like a close look at this. So obviously it's still dirty, but as you guys can see, it's really soaked in. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the dangerous part, but not on that yet. I'm gonna do it on this. I'm gonna spray it off. I'm gonna spray off the outside first with lightly, and then I know I said with lightly, but it's time to spray this motherfucker off. There we go. It's good on the outside, but we need to spray it on the inside now. There we go. I'm going to leave this kind of like this. Leave it like that, so it kind of drips to the bottom. And now, never done this, but I'm pretty sure it's completely safe though, because I have a bag over this zip tie, and I'm covering up the exhaust. So let's hope I don't get fucked. But you know, we should be fine. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna fire it up after the review, because I'm a little scared that it's gonna be something. But anyway, let's just get on with it. Actually, you know what? Before I even do that, let me actually turn the flashlight. It's kind of weird, but let's just keep going. Probably not that hard. And the tires, top towers, and this stuff back here. Ah, gosh, that water is cold as hell, my gosh. And I know you guys probably heard that little noise earlier. That what sounds like a metal, or what sounds like metal being slammed, I guess. Or not like being slammed, like something being like compressed. It's just these nitro things. It's just these containers there. So, I don't know, some sort of effect goes like on in there, and it makes like this metal noise, and sometimes it freaks me out, but we should be fine. So we pretty much got the whole thing. All we really need to do is just airbrush it off. And there's some soap on there. The air pressure's getting a little bit low, but that's okay. I'll just turn the air compressor back on if I need to. And I'm especially gonna get under it because that's where a lot of the screws like to rust if they do. If you leave water on it. And just for double assurance on this thing, to be completely confident that it's not gonna rust, there's still like a good amount of water on the underside of the chassis. So to fix that, what I usually do is well, I'm not gonna use that one because that one is for the Nitro stuff. I'll usually just grab one of these shirts that we don't fit into anymore. And it's all white shirts over there. It's just like these white t-shirts that I used to wear and my dad used to wear. And I'll just go over it like this and get everywhere else. I know it's not that great for the bearings, but if you spray them off, it's really not a problem. And since I've never done it on a Nitro car before, that sounds 10 times better. So, I'm gonna start up the air compressor one more time, just so I can just get one more rundown of everything on here. So, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, see that kind of started to roll away. All right, let's turn this thing on. This is a little bit dirty. Well, I'm actually gonna clean this off camera before the review so you don't see it. So okay, so I think it's gonna wrap it up, really. This is usually the part where I just let it dry off, but what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna do this off camera because there's really no point in showing this, but that's pretty much it for the behind the scenes. But last couple things I want to say, obviously. So the car is fine. I'm gonna, after the review, or actually before the review, I'm gonna start this thing up just to be confident that this thing didn't get screwed or whatnot, because I'm afraid that it would. I'm sure that it's fine. It's just that I want to be sure that it didn't get screwed up or anything. And the last thing I'm gonna do before the review is this right here. As you guys can see, there's a little bit of dirt on there. I'm just gonna wipe that off. And what I found with this this green paint is that it really shows through. Like you can, it's kind of weird looking. So I'm gonna actually dry that off, the air compressor off camera though. So I'll pretty much wrap it up. As you guys can see, it's gonna look really good for the review, because I know that this is a popular car. I might not even do it with that body, but most likely I will, just because it's not really about the body though, it's more about the whole car. But I know that this car gets me a lot of views, to be completely honest. It really has, because on my last 2 videos that I made, the unboxing, especially the overview got a ton of views. And I've really used this thing a lot, and I've run many tanks through it, and it's honestly a really great runner, and I'll get into that in the review. But to wrap up, this thing just gets me a lot of views, and I thought I'd make one more video about it, just so I can, to be honest, just to get the views really, and just to tell you what I think about it, because I honestly want you guys to know what I think about it and if I would even recommend it to someone. So that'll be it, guys. Oh yeah, one more thing. What I use for my lighting, as you guys can see with over here, the lighting really isn't that good. And the way I clean this little area off when I do work on here sometimes, I just get the air compressor and just airbrush everything off. And usually what I'll do for the lighting, I know the lighting looks really good, because in the 8th scale video, the one where I showed my first 8th scale, I used this light right here on my dad's workbench, and it has like these hooks. I don't know what the brand is on this thing. It's by that, but any light that's long like this. Well, I'm not gonna do it right now because the garage is open, but I'll like hang it right there. Actually turn it on, and I know there's a little bit of flickering going on, but right there's no flickering, but that's because it's on the highlight. Whatever. So I'm gonna use that for the lighting, and yeah. So that's a little bit of behind the scenes as well. So okay, now I'm really gonna wrap up. So that's pretty much it. I'll do more of these kind of videos if you like it, but if you don't like them, then I won't do anymore. So tell me guys what you think. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.